Hey there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's midweek motivation. I wanted to start this week's segment off with the thought. To get over the past, you have to accept that the past is over. No matter how many times you revisit it, analyze it, regret it, sweat it, it's over. It can't hurt you anymore. This week's topic is arrested development. I was extremely excited about this topic. It hit me like literally about a month ago. And I didn't know why at that time. You'll see me look down in my notes a little bit because I want to make sure I stay on track for time constraints. But it hit me about a month ago. Didn't know what to do with it. So I got to doing some digging. I wanted to know the definitive state of arrested development, how it can affect me and the lives of others. One of the definitions of arrested development was a person that is stuck in an immature phase of their development. For me, that said a mouthful, stuck, because I've talked about being stuck before. And, the first thing that we can do when we start to heal is recognize what it is that we're facing. What are some of the issues, concerns that we're facing? Because the whole purpose of development is so that you can grow strong and then you can become more resilient to the battles that you may have faced or that you may be facing. The last thing that we want to do is have our development arrested. There are so many things that we can do to fight the past, to face the future, so that ultimately we can overcome. And so, I begin to look at different things like, how do you recognize arrested development? Although we think some people may be stuck, they're not. It's the conditions and limitations that they've been exposed to by the environments that have been created. Many would say that they're born with limitations, but we don't have to stay there, because we've been taught or exposed to something for so long that that's the only way that it has to be. That's so far from the truth. We don't have to stay stuck in any stage of our development. As we get older, we have the power to make choices and decisions, to think outside the box, to think creatively, to defy the odds. We all arrive and exit in these different stages of development throughout life. We travel through life experiencing fear sometimes before even arriving at peace. And so development can take place when we recognize the growth comes through having new life experiences, shedding off the old so that you can enjoy the new. If a butterfly is forced to shed its own, if a butterfly is forced to shed its own old skin, I'm gonna get this word right, old skin, to become a butterfly, it has to go from a caterpillar to a butterfly. So there's a shedding process. What makes you think we wouldn't be any different? We've got to shed some things off. Shedding is good. It releases you. Shedding forces you to be yourself, to create your own legacy. Defy those generational curses that have been believed and spoken. You have to remove your old way of thinking. We don't want to get into a pit of thinking negative thoughts, because we know that, power and life lie there. And so we don't want to go into the pit. We have to condition our thoughts by exposing it to good things. So sometimes we do have to change our appetite. I also learned that arrested development can be instilled. We don't know who or what it is maybe trying to stun our growth. So we have to have our radar up extremely high, to watch for those pit stops. That's what hit me. Pit stops. Those stops that want to make you remember. Those pit stops that serve as a reminder of all of the odds that are stacked up against you, how it won't work, how it'll always be this way, how it's always been this way. You must avoid the pit stops. And I call those quick fixes and seek a tune-up. A tune-up. Get up under that hood. Remind yourself of all of the things that God has called you to find a way to fight for. Restructure your thought process. You got to get rid of some of those old thoughts. That's why it requires for you to do some shedding and get rid of some of those old people, because, some things stay because of the things you're connected to. Some of your thoughts have been arrested for so long. It's like we're being naive about the things that are going on. We need to be free so that we can shed our light and help others to be free as well. Most of us, we have to stay watchful, because, we got to be watchful of those folks that even want to keep us in captivity, that want to remind you. And if you give them permission, they'll take you all the way back. So continue to feed your soul with good thoughts. Like a plant, surround and fertilize yourself in a good environment with good things, and continue to speak the type of thoughts of development into existence that you desire to see. I hope that this is some tea that's making you better and better and better. I do the midweek motivation because I truly enjoy just motivating others, encouraging others to get to that root of who it is that you're supposed to be, because there's so much to us than what we actually see. A lot of people in our life, they don't even get the full version of us. And so it's in these different moments we're able to express the gifts that we've been given, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Like I do my 8 hours of work, but I enjoy doing this as well. There's other things that I deposit to in as well, but there's nothing like finding that passion of what you love to do. No one has to pay you. No one has to force you. You just love to do it. And so I would say continue to tap until you find what it is that definitely wakes up your passion and gets you out of the bed in the morning and gets you going and makes you grateful, and you want to do it even when you don't want to do it. So I hope that you all have a great rest of your week. Thanks so much again for joining me. Don't forget to continue to go out and be great, all while you're doing some amazing things, because this is going to be one good season. If we just, begin to effectively apply the tools that we have. The power is in our hands. Our future is through the choices that we make. So let's make sure that we're making great choices. I will see you all next week, same time, same place, midweek motivation. I'll see you soon.